everyone. Sexual reproduction in flowering plants subtopic double fertilization. Yes, let's study the topic double fertilization. You know that the pollen pistil interaction. When the right type of the pollen grain transferred to the stigma that proceeds the further development of the pollen grain into like the growth of the pollen tube and the release of the pollen grain takes place, right? Release of the gametes takes place. So after entering one of the synergids, the pollen tube releases the two male gametes into the cytoplasm of the synergid. So just imagine the embryo sac which contain the matured embryo sac which contain the synergids and the egg apparatus, central cell and the antipodals, right? So when the pollen tube enter into the micropylar region through the synergids. So this pollen tube already you know that which has the two male gametes. Pollen tube which releases the two male gametes. So the two male gametes are released by the generative cell, right? So the first male gamete, one of the male gametes moves towards the egg cell and fuses with the nucleus, so completing the syngamy. So here first gamete, one of the male gamete that fuses with the egg cell. You know that egg cell that is also haploid and the male gamete is also haploid which fuses and that leads to the fertilization. So that is called as syngamy. This results in the formation of the diploid cell. So here the male gamete is also haploid and the female gamete is also haploid. So which results in the formation of the diploid cell. The other male gamete move towards the two polar nuclei located at the central cell and fuses with them to produce the triploid endosperm nucleus. So here the one of the male gamete that fuses with the egg cell and that leads to the fertilization and form the diploid cell, and one more male gamete is there, no? So that fuses with the central cell. You know that central cell is already diploid in condition which contain the two nucleus, right? So the central cell already which contain the two nucleus, and here one more gamete, the male gamete that fuses with the central cell and that forms the triploid primary endosperm nucleus. So that forms the PEN, that is nothing but the primary endosperm nucleus. One of the male gamete that fuses with the egg cell and that forms the zygote, that is the diploid, and that process is called as syngamy. And the one more male gamete that fuses with the central cell, that is that forms the primary endosperm nucleus, that is PEN, primary endosperm nucleus. As this involves the fusion of the three haploid nuclei, it is termed as triple fusion. So in the central cell, two nuclei and the one nuclei of the male gamete. So the fusion of these three haploid nuclei, so that termed as triple fusion. So here, since the two types of the fusions, that is syngamy and triple fusion takes place within the embryo sac, so this phenomenon is termed as double fertilization. The definition is very important. What is double fertilization? So within the embryo sac, the syngamy and the triple fusion takes place, right? So this is termed as double fertilization. So the double fertilization means one is syngamy and the another one is triple fusion. So here the two times the fertilization takes place. So and event unique to the flowering plants. The central cell after the triple fusion becomes the primary endosperm cell and develops into the endosperm, while the zygote develops into embryo. So here after the fertilization, you know that the three-celled stage. So 3N condition that is formed in the primary endosperm nucleus. So this develop into endosperm, primary endosperm cell, and the zygote that develop into embryo. So within the same embryo sac, what happens? Two different types of the fertilization takes place. One is syngamy and another one is the triple fusion. So the unique phenomenon, so that is termed as double fertilization, one of the important topic in this chapter. Thank you.